What's up everybody, welcome back to a brand new strategy video. In this video I'm going to be showing the newest strategy since the new update. I got over 23 billion damage, which is absolutely insane. But before we get into it, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on any future strategies. It really helps me out. Then before we get into it, I've got an announcement. Right now my guild Blue Hour is 19 out of 20 and we're still looking for one more member. If you want to join my guild, join the Discord down in the description and make a ticket to apply so you have early access to my strategies and more. Alright, then I'm going to be showing you guys the team real quick. The team we're going to be using is relied on your boy Sukuna. This is finally something new. I was getting kind of bored with the My Guy strat, so this is brand new. It is still getting the same amount of damage. So I'm going to be showing you guys the important keynotes on how to be getting a team this good. Then the burp on Sukuna. What the important things is that you have a high damage stat and a high crit damage stat. Crit chance doesn't matter because the vow that you use on Sukuna is giving him 100% crit chance. So only crit damage and damage is what matters. Then for his Memoria, you're gonna want to make sure that you have Contagious on this. Divinity is worse, I've tested it. Contagious is much more damage, so make sure that you get that. Then, one more important detail. Min-maxing the godly stats on the Memoria and Sukuna himself is actually different, so make sure that you get high godly stats on them. Then, we're gonna be bringing Devoted Demon. Devoted Demon buffs curse units by 40% damage, and she has Affection, which buffs 20% damage on a unit that she has Affection on. Because Affection does a change towards Sukuna, that means we can use a Fu for an additional damage buff. Make sure you run her own Memoria, or else Affection won't work. Then we also bring Skull King for a 60% extra damage. And we're going to be using a Potaru on her. Alright, then Potaru. The reason we're going to be using Potaru on Skull King is because you can see right here that she does a random buff towards the tower in range. And we're going to be looking for that 10% damage. That's also when I have a low cooldown. The lower the cooldown, the more times she's going to be handing out a present. And the more chance you have of getting that 10% extra damage. I think this is pretty big of a difference. So try to get one under 10 seconds. And then hope you get lucky with the RNG. Then Alucard for the 35% extra wounded damage. Just use her own Familiar and Memoria. Then we're going to be bringing Urza for the extra damage buff. Make sure that you have a Black Spirit for the meter multiplier. You need above 120% for it to be completed in time for the strategy. Memoria doesn't matter, I just had this on her before. You can bring anything you're comfortable with. Then Kafka, Monarch doesn't matter, you can also run Blitz. But because I have Monarch, I am forced to run a lot of Visits Familiar. To get that 6.7 SPA, you need that because that is the perfect SPA for Spider's Web Nuke to be consistently working. Then Memoria doesn't matter because I'm pretty confident that Spider's Web cannot crit or gain extra damage from using a Memoria. Just use anything that is comfortable for you. I'm just gonna bring Battle of the Strongest. Alright, in the strategy, I'm gonna be showing you guys my AutoPlay settings first. So I'm just gonna press yes and click AutoPlay and let the towers be placed. The first two things you're going to be noticing is that my Skull King is placed up here and my Devoted Demon is placed down here. Reason so is because we're going to be placing Sukuna right here, and what's important is that Sukuna is the only unit in range of Skull King, so that Potaru is only giving the presents towards him. Then for the Devoted Demon, I have her placed down here so that the only unit in range is Sukuna. I don't think this matters because the first unit placed inside her range is going to be affected by Affection. Even if you resell him, but just to be safe, I'd like to do this because it's not much of a difference. Then, for Manipulator, Arbor Mage and Alucard, just place her anywhere on the map as long as it's not in the range of these two. Alright, then so for the strategy, what you're gonna want to be having is an auto clicker. I use OP auto clicker and I have the click interval on 1 millisecond. Then you're gonna put a hotkey to your desire. I have it on the button that's above tab for me. Then what you're going to be doing for the first 10 seconds, which is pretty much the most important part of how much damage you're gonna end up on, you're gonna be pressing yes and then max out your Sukuna as fast as you can. After that, you're gonna rush over to the AutoPlay button, then open your unit manager and press the class. Then you're gonna press Sukuna and go into his vows as quickly as you can and select these 2 vows. Then, as rapidly as you can, you're gonna go to Scale King String, use the auto clicker to get 40 as fast as you can, then rush over to Urza, put Vanguard, and that's it. After that, the only thing you're going to be doing is sell and replacing Sukuna. So you're gonna replace, wait for him to do damage. You can see the total damage go up, and once it goes up, I sell and replace him. It doesn't matter if it's sometimes, if you found that rhythm and you sell him at 0, because at my 23.3 billion damage run, I did that as well, and you still get that damage. There's just a delay to anime Vanguards, and it takes a few milliseconds or tenths for the damage to appear there. So you could have perfect timing still, and it will still do damage even when you set it at 0. When you know you are fast enough with all these steps is when you finished doing Urza's Vanguard before the cutscene has ended. This takes some practice and you have to be really fast. That's also why I'm going to be trying to make a macro for people who might have laggy systems or are not as fast as others, so that they can still perform at the top. Before I show you my 23 billion damage run, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell. It really helps support and grow the channel. With that out of the way, no more yapping and let's get straight into the run.